to put together the text and to recognize which part belong to all the three. Concerning the 17-line text sequence that the three specimens have in common, due to the Manuscript and need for some reliable quantity pair within the three specimens, I found it helpful to work on textual units. So I divided them into textual units. I will not delight you with this detail, but just to say that the measure you see them are most likely this size. This is the actual armlet. Oh, and the interesting thing is that block printed armlets, unlike Pythagoras armlets written by hand, were kept in boxes, were a specific type of easy-to-access remedies for certain kinds of disease or fears, which could affect different segments of the population. I would say everyone can have a headache. The rich and the poor, the illiterate and the illiterate. So, and we cannot even have a precise idea of the amount of money each of these people was willing to put in buying. They were an innovative and in some way a long-lasting solution. Why? Because unlike papyrus armlets handwritten, they were put into metal cases. As you can see that these are just medical leaflets, but all in all, the idea is the same: to have a cure, an aid for the ailment, and it will be preserved in some cases. So, block printed amulets have been already useful compared with contemporary manuscript production of Qurans. This connection is interesting, since significant not only for textual, but also for preservation reasons. Now, with Qurans, they share some quotation of verses, of surah verses. It has already been pointed out that amulets containing relevant Quranic verses must have been treated with respect, and their disposal would have been similar to the disposal of word Torah, or no longer used Quranic fragments. And this makes a nice, let's say, circle with what we said about Qurans and block printed amulets. And especially when they were found, why they were found in the Middle East, certain deposits like in Egypt and Syria. And all in all, and this is the last slide for this first topic, it is worth mentioning that the Kubbat al-Khazna building that is in the greater mosque of the Damascus courtyard, there was a sort of big box where, let's say, Quranic fragments were deposited, and somehow it was a talisman, the Kubbat al-Khazna, as much as the talismans and the block printed amulets were put in cases and worn on the body. So it's a sort of parallel thing. But then we found also block printed amulet inside the Kubba that was itself an amulet. This was the first part, and the second part is about a very different topic, but it's still linked to Arabic at least. And it's about the propaganda fide multilingual collection of wooden matrices of block printing. I am currently Marjorie Borden Research Fellow in North Carolina at the Wilson Special Library Collection, where I found again the collection of almost 1,000 matrices from the propaganda fide Tipografia Poliglotta. Again, Robert mentions Italy in his history of the book in the Muslim world. That is quite stunning, because if Italy, and especially Rome, would be part of the Muslim world, probably it should not. In any case, Italy remained the main home of Arabic printing for the rest of the 16th century. The Congregatio de Propaganda Fide had the monopoly of Arabic printing in Rome from 1622 onwards. Actually, 1626. 1622 is the foundation of the congregation, not of the printing press. And we know since the 18th century that the Propaganda Fide produced a number of books in various languages, in various alphabets, and also in, I would say, in secret script. These are just some matrices in Chinese, question mark, I'm not an expert, I'm an Arabist, or block prints in the propaganda of the elections. And the next one, we see just mostly on the Arabic side of the matter. So in this case, we can also answer to your right question about the Arabic block prints, if they were printed or stamped. I would say they were both, depending on the base of production. The Arabic as a language. In this case, were printed. In the previous case, were stamped. So in this case, I will go quickly just to show you that I found the matrices and thanks God the stamp of the block print makes easier to recognize the text, but we have also some darker ones. And now, so I found the matrices and the book connected with the use of these matrices. The interesting thing is that this collection that is belongs to the Tipografia Polyglotta actually also includes some previous and older block prints produced by famous engravers, in this case Bertrand Jean, who was the author of some movable type, very important ones. So you see the date of the first prints, and I will go just quick. We have the darkest one that is very difficult to see, but you can see the flag that is in this one, but not in the next one. Probably it's less aggressive without the flag, impression. And then we have some other block prints that I'm still looking for a match, so we don't know where they were employed. Some diagrams. This is not the one used for this book in particular, but it's for something rather similar. And in this case, you can see again Giambattista Bodoni's engraving that was quite important, and you see the Alphabetum Tibetanum book attesting the multilingual production of this Tipografia Polyglotta. I will just go on. This is some Armenian letters. And there are also, we say, illustrated block prints for Syriac books, and they were used for a number of texts. In this case, these two angels starting 1691, and then they were used again in 1777, 1787. So you can follow more or less the lifelong use. I will just go on just to show you the quality of these decorative pieces. And yes, this is the last one that is about, it's a calendar in Syriac, actually in Gashur, so in Syriac characters but in Arabic language. And I will stop here for the moment, and thank you for your attention.